Welcome back to another episode of Valuable Coins, where we dive deep into the world of numismatics, uncovering the most valuable and unique coins in the market today. If you're a coin enthusiast, collector, or simply interested in the incredible value of rare coins, you're in the right place. In today's video, we'll explore two of the most fascinating and expensive United States coins currently circulating the auction market. First up, taking a closer look at a very unique piece, the 1998 Washington Quarter Dollar. Featuring the large date and Denver mint mark, but in full damaged condition. We'll discuss what that means, why such coins can still hold value, and what to expect if you're thinking about selling or buying a coin like this in today's auction market. Let's get started. The Washington Quarter, named after the first President of the United States, has been a mainstay of American currency for nearly a century. The 1998 quarter is a modern piece minted in Denver, as indicated by the D Mint mark, and is part of the copper-nickel-clad series used since 1965 in 1998. There were two main varieties for the date size, the large date and the small date. The large date features bigger and bolder numbers, especially noticeable in the 9 and 8 collectors. Often seek out these subtle variations because they add depth and interest to a collection. But what happens when a coin suffers significant damage? Full damage condition means the coin has extensive wear, scratches, dents, corrosion, or other surface issues that obscure details. In this state, even the finer elements of Washington's profile or the eagle on the reverse can be severely compromised. Such damage often results from harsh environmental exposure, improper handling, or accidents. It's important to note that while the coin's aesthetic appeal is diminished, it may still hold some value, especially for collectors interested in variety or history. The 1998 quarter is composed of copper and nickel-clad, not silver, despite some misconceptions. The D Mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's primary facilities. So what's the value of a 1998 large date Denver quarter in full damage condition? Generally, heavily damaged quarters like this carry minimal market value. You can expect them to sell for about $75,000, depending mostly on the buyer, often someone who wants it just for novelty, parts, or educational purposes. Professional grading services typically do not grade coins with severe damage, so auction values reflect the condition rather than rarity or mint quality, while most damaged coins aren't worth much. Exceptions exist when damage results in unique error coins or if the damage is associated with a notable historical event. However, for a standard 1998 quarter, damage severely reduces collectible and monetary value. If you own a damaged coin, it's usually best to keep it for sentimental reasons or recycle it for its metal value. Always handle coins with care, store them properly, and avoid exposure to harsh conditions to prevent damage. To conclude, the 1998 Washington quarter with large date and Denver mint mark in full damage condition is mostly a piece with sentimental or educational value rather than monetary worth. If you're just starting out collecting, it's a reminder to care for your coins well. 1939 Lincoln Wheat, penny wit, B mint mark. Large date variety, but in full damaged condition. We'll dive into what makes this coin important, how damage affects its value, and what you might expect to see in the market if you own one of these. 1939 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the D Mint mark right under the date. This coin is part of a beloved series that spanned from 1909 to 1958 and features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the famous wheat ears on the back. This is the large date variety of 1939, which is the more common version, compared to the small date. The Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies that year, so it's not considered a rare date, but it still holds value for collectors now. The coin we're focusing on today is in fully damaged condition. What does that mean? It means the coin has suffered from heavy wear, scratches, corrosion, environmental damage, and possibly improper cleaning or storage in the numismatic world. Damaged coins are typically those that have issues such as deep scratches, holes, corrosion spots, or other alterations that detract from their original surface and details. Damaged coins generally fall outside the traditional grading scale because damage negatively impacts their value. For comparison, a well-preserved 1939D penny in fine to very fine condition might sell for around 20 to 50 cents today. Coins in even better condition, like extremely fine or uncirculated, can reach a few dollars due to their collector appeals. What about a 1939D Lincoln wheat penny in full damaged condition? Unfortunately, damage significantly lowers the coin's value. Most damaged examples sell for just a few cents, often around 5 to 10 cents on the open market. That said, even damaged coins hold some value if they have clear identifying marks like a visible mint mark and date, which makes them useful for educational purposes or as placeholders in a collection. Plus, the copper content itself gives them a base value, sometimes worth a bit more than face value. If copper prices reset, you find a damaged coin like this, don't toss it out. It can still be a fun collector's piece or a learning tool. But if you're looking to maximize value, always try to find coins in better condition or consult with a professional grader. To wrap up, the 1939D Lincoln Wheat Penny Large Date in fully damaged condition is a coin with historical significance but limited monetary value, generally only worth $47,000 today. It's a great reminder of the importance of proper coin care and the incredible journey each coin takes through time. Next up, the 1974 Washington Quarter Dollar, featuring the large date variety and no mint mark, in very fine condition. We'll explore what makes this coin unique, how to identify it, what very fine condition really means, and most importantly, what it's worth in today's auction market. So let's get started. The Washington Quarter has been a cornerstone of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1932, honoring George Washington, our first president. The 1974 quarter is part of the copper-nickel clad series that began in 1965 after the end of silver coinage for circulation, one of the key features collectors look for in 1974. Quarters is the large date variety. This variety is distinguished by noticeably bigger, bolder numerals in the date compared to the small date variant. The 4 and 7 especially stand out as being thicker and more prominent. It's a subtle but important detail that can add to the coin's appeal and value. This 1974 quarter also lacks a mint mark, which means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. At that time, Philadelphia quarters typically didn't carry a mint mark. This helps collectors identify the origin of the coin and can sometimes influence its desirability depending on mint production numbers, while earlier quarters were made of silver. By 1974, quarters were composed of copper-nickel clad metal, a sandwich of copper core with nickel outer layers. Despite the lack of silver, these coins remain very collectible due to their history and the varieties they offer. When grading coins, very fine or VF condition means the coin shows moderate wear, especially on the higher points, but the major design details like Washington's hair strands and the eagle's feathers are still well-defined and sharp. It strikes a balance between circulated and higher-grade collectible coins. So, what is the 1974 Washington Quarter? Large date without mint mark in very fine condition worth in today's auction market. Generally, these coins sell for about $35,000 or more, depending on eye appeal and exact grading. Since the 1974 copper-nickel quarters are common, the premium comes mainly from the large date variety and the coin's condition. For collectors interested in adding this coin to their collection, look for coins with clear, bold date varieties and minimal surface damage. Proper storage in acid-free holders and handling coins carefully can preserve their condition and value. Consider getting your coin graded by professional services like PCGs or NGC, if you believe it to be in high collectible condition. In conclusion, the 1974 Washington Quarter, large date without mint mark and very fine condition, is a nice collectible for anyone interested in U.S. quarters. While it may not be rare or extremely valuable, it offers interesting variety and history to your collection. Next up, the 1952 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring the large date D-mint mark in a unique black color shade and dirty condition. How much is this coin worth today? Stay tuned as we explore its history, features, and true market value. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny is part of the long-running Wheat Penny series that was produced from 1909 to 1958. The coin in question was minted at the Denver Mint, as shown by the small D mint mark just under the date on the obverse side. The large date version is the standard for 1952 large, clear numerals that are easily readable. This is an important identifying feature for collectors and is part of what makes the coin recognizable at a glance. Now, what makes this coin stand out is its black color shade and dirty condition. A blackened Lincoln penny usually develops this tone over time due to environmental exposure, moisture, air pollution, soil contact, or chemical reactions can all darken the copper surface. Lincoln pennies can range from a brilliant red, the color when freshly minted, to brown, and finally, to a dark black or even greenish tone when exposed to damaging environments. While black color tones can be visually striking, they usually indicate heavy oxidation, dirt accumulation, or surface damage. When we describe the coin as being in dirty condition, we mean it has visible soil, grime, and surface contamination that have not been cleaned. Remember, cleaning coins, even dirty ones, is never recommended because it can lower their value. The coin we're discussing today is in good condition, but heavily dirty and blackened. Good condition means the major design elements, like Lincoln's profile, the date, and the wheat ears on the reverse, are still visible. Although significant, wear has flattened many details. In this grade, you can expect the rim to be mostly intact, but the finer design elements, such as Lincoln's hair and the lines on the wheat stalks, will be heavily worn. The dirt and discoloration further impact the coin's appearance, though not necessarily its historical value. Let's talk numbers. How much is a 1952 large date Lincoln Wheat penny in black color, shade, and dirty condition worth in today's markets in general? A1952 Wheat penny in this specific condition typically sells for around 5 to 15 cents. These pennies are considered common date coins with high mintage numbers, which limits their collectible value unless they are in extremely high grades. Coins in better condition, say extremely fine or uncirculated, can sell for $20 to $50 or more, especially if they retain their bright red color and show minimal wear. In contrast, a dirty, blackened coin like this one holds mostly sentimental and historical value, though some collectors still like adding these affordable examples to their collections. Even though the coin is in poor cosmetic condition, proper storage is still important. Always handle your coins by the edges to prevent further contamination and store them in coin flips or albums to avoid more oxidation and damage. To summarize, the 1952 large date Lincoln Wheat penny in black color shade and dirty condition is a common low-value coin on today's market, typically worth between 5 and 15 cents. It's a great piece for new collectors, history enthusiasts, and anyone who loves the story coins tell, even when they're a little rough around the edges. Next up, we're taking a detailed look at an interesting piece, the 1982 Washington Quarter Dollar. Featuring the large date variety and the Denver Mint mark, commonly known as the D. We'll explore what makes this coin special, discuss its condition, and reveal its current value in today's auction market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to coin collecting, this video is packed with useful information. Let's dive in. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, remains one of the most iconic American coins. By 1982, quarters were minted primarily in copper-nickel-clad metal, replacing the earlier silver composition that ended in 1964. Although no longer silver, these coins still hold significant collector interest, especially specific varieties. Like the large date variety is characterized by noticeably bigger date digits compared to the regular small date. On the 1982 quarter, this difference can be seen clearly when comparing the size and spacing of the numerals in the date. This subtle variation is important for collectors looking for specific types and varieties within a date year. The D Mint mark tells us that this quarter was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the United States Mint's primary facilities. Denver quarters from this period are common, but combined with a large date variety, it becomes a more interesting collectible when we say a coin is in good condition. We refer to a grade where the coin shows clear signs of circulation, but all the main details remain identifiable. On this quarter, you'll notice some smoothing on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. But the date, mint mark, and major design elements are intact and legibles. What can you expect this coin to fetch in today's market? A 1982 Washington quarter large date with D Mint mark in good condition typically sells between $100 to $400 at auction. While not particularly rare, the large date variety adds a small premium over regular dates, especially if the coin has decent eye appeal collectors focusing on variety sets or Denver minted quarters often look for these large date examples to complete their collections, keeping demand steady. For collectors, it's always wise to protect your coins by storing them in non-PVC holders and keeping them out of direct sunlight and humidity. If you have a large date quarter that looks attractive, consider getting it professionally graded to potentially increase its market value. Next up, we're diving into one of the classic favorites, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring the large date and no mint mark in extra fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, understanding this coin's value can help you recognize a hidden treasure in your collection. Let's get started. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a beautiful example of mid-20th century U.S. coinage. It's part of the Wheat Penny series, minted from 1909 to 1958, known for its iconic wheat ears on the reverse side. This particular 1954 penny is a large date variety, identifiable by the larger, more prominent numerals in the date. Also, you'll notice there is no mint mark, which means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the largest and oldest mint in the U.S. Now, when we say the coin is in extra fine condition, what does that really mean? Extra fine, or EF, is a popular grade for circulated coins that still retain significant detail and minimal wear. In EF condition, the coin's design details are sharp and clear. Lincoln's facial features, hair strands, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are all well defined. The coin will have some light wear on the high points, but overall, it's quite attractive. For this 1954 penny, you should see distinct detail on Lincoln's cheekbone and jawline, as well as clear lines in the wheat stalks on the back. This level of preservation adds significantly to the coin's value. Interestingly, 1954 was a significant year in American history. The post-war era was booming, and the Lincoln penny was still widely used in everyday transactions. Though this coin is common, the extra fine grade and large date make it a favorite for collectors seeking quality mid-century coins. So, what is this coin worth today? Let's break down the market value of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny large date without mint mark in extra fine condition. In today's coin market, a 1954 large date penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition typically sells for around $100 to $300. Prices can fluctuate based on collector demand, auction results, and regional interest. For comparison, pennies in lower grades like good or fine usually trade for just a few cents, while those in mint state condition with brilliant luster and no wear can fetch $500 to $700 or even higher if certified by grading companies. If you're starting your collection or looking to upgrade, aim for coins in extra fine or better condition to enjoy both historical beauty and investment potential. Remember, avoid cleaning your pennies. Natural patina can add character and value. To sum it up, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny Large Date, no mint mark, in extra fine condition, is a wonderful collectible piece worth about $1 to $3 in today's market. It's affordable, historically significant, and a great addition to any collection. Next up, the 1985 Washington Quarter Dollar, featuring the large date variety and the Denver D Mint mark. We'll take a deep dive into its features, what the fine condition means for collectors, and most importantly, its value in today's auction market. Let's get started. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1932. The 1985 quarter continues the legacy. Minted in copper nickel clad after the silver era ended in 1964. While not silver, it remains a favorite among collectors due to its design, history, and interesting varieties like the large date. The large date variety refers to the size and style of the date numerals on the obverse of the coin. In 1985, the large date variety is characterized by bigger, more prominent digits compared to the small date. Collectors appreciate these varieties because they add depth and rarity to their collections. This coin proudly bears the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Coins from Denver often have subtle differences in strike and toning, making them particularly interesting for collectors seeking variety and completeness. Coin graded fine condition shows moderate wear on the high points, but all major design elements remain visible. On this 1985 quarter, you'll notice that Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers are worn, but still discernible. The coin retains its overall appeal and detail, making it a solid choice for collectors who want quality without the price tag of higher grades, though no longer silver. The 1985 quarter features a durable copper core clad in nickel. The obverse showcases George Washington's profile, while the reverse displays the iconic bald eagle with outspread wings, symbols of American heritage. In today's auction market, a 1985 Washington Quarter large date with D Mint mark in fine condition typically sells between $30,000. While not rare, it remains a sought-after piece for collectors focusing on date and mint mark varieties. If you're looking to collect Washington quarters, consider building sets by date, mint mark, and variety. Maintaining your coins in good condition with proper storage will protect your investment. Professional grading can also enhance value, especially for higher-grade specimens. Next up, the stories and values of coins from the past. Today, we're focusing on a classic favorite, the 1948 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny. Large date, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, in dirty condition. What's the value of this coin today? Let's find out. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny comes from a period right after World War II, when the U.S. economy was booming and coins were in everyday use across the country. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it has no mint mark on the obverse side. Now, when we talk about a coin being in dirty condition, we mean it has visible grime, soil, or other surface contaminants. These can happen when coins are buried, stored in less than ideal conditions, or handled frequently without cleaning. A dirty penny can appear dark, dull, or even have spots of corrosion. While these conditions affect the coin's appearance, they don't always ruin its collectible value. Especially if the date and details remain visible, it's important to note that cleaning coins improperly can damage them and reduce value. So leaving a coin dirty but original is often preferred by collectors. In terms of grading, dirty 1948 penny will often fall into the good to very good condition range, depending on how much detail is visible beneath the grime. In this grade, the outline of Lincoln's profile, the date, and the wheat ears will be visible but worn, sometimes obscured by dirt dot. So, what's the current market value of a 1948 large date Lincoln wheat penny? Without a mint mark in dirty condition, because the 1948 penny was minted in large quantities. Coins in dirty and law-grade condition typically have a modest value usually. Between $10,000 on today's market, collectors often pay more for coins in cleaner, higher-grade conditions with full red or red-brown color. But even a dirty penny like this holds value as a piece of American history. If you own a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition, the best advice is to store it safely without attempting to clean it yourself. Preserve the coin aces and consider having it professionally graded if it looks better than expected. To wrap up, the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny large date. No mint mark. In dirty condition is a common but collectible coin with a market value generally between 10 and 50 cents. It's a great piece to start or add to any collection. Next up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, featuring the large date variety and no mint mark. We'll dive into what makes this coin unique, its condition grading as good, and its current value in the auction market. Let's get started. The year 1965 was a turning point in U.S. coinage. This was the first year that mints stopped producing quarters with 90% silver content. Instead, the composition shifted to a copper-nickel clad, marking the end of the classic silver quarter era that began in 1932. The large date variety on the rarity 65 quarter is defined by the size of the date numerals on the coin's obverse. In this case, the numbers are larger and more prominent than in the small date variety. This detail might seem minor, but it's crucial for collectors who seek to identify and complete specialized sets. Noticeably, this coin lacks a mint mark. In 1965, quarters without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This absence helps collectors determine where their coins were minted, an essential factor when evaluating rarity and provenance. A good condition coin shows significant wear. On this 1965 quarter, details such as Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse are worn down, but the overall design is still identifiable. Good is a lower grade, but still important for those starting their collections or hunting for affordable examples. The 1965 quarter is composed of a copper core clad with nickel on both sides, a change from the previous silver quarters. The obverse features George Washington's classic profile, while the reverse showcases the iconic bald eagle with outstretched wings, a timeless symbol of American strength and freedom. In today's auction market, a 1965 Washington quarter large date without mint mark in good condition typically sells between 25 cents to about $1.10. The value is modest due to its copper-nickel composition and wear, but it remains a valuable piece for date and variety collectors. You're starting out in coin collecting or expanding your Washington quarter set. Coins like the 1965 large date without mint mark offer affordable entry points. Proper storage. In acid-free holders and avoiding cleaning your coins preserves their value. For coins in higher grades, professional grading can boost market upheal. To sum up, the 1965 Washington quarter large date without mint mark in good condition is a piece rich in history and collecting potential. Next up today, we're diving into one of the most iconic and sought-after pennies in American numismatics, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny. Large date, minted in Denver with D mint mark. But here's the twist. We're focusing on coins in damaged condition and what value they still hold today. Let's get started. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted during a significant time in history right in the middle of World War II. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, identifiable by the small D mint mark just below the date on the front dot. Now, when we say damaged condition, we're talking about coins that have suffered serious wear and tear. This might include heavy scratches, corrosion, discoloration, bending, or even holes. These damages often come from improper handling, harsh environments, or accidents. A damaged coin is generally graded below the lowest standard grades, like good or about good, while the coin's historical and copper value remain. It's collectible. Value takes a hit. On the reverse, you'll notice the wheat ears are barely visible or completely worn away on damaged coins like this one, which makes identifying the coin's date and mint mark even more important. So, what can a 1944D large date Lincoln wheat penny in damaged condition fetch in today's market? While well-preserved 1944D large date pennies can range from $70,000 or more. Damaged examples generally sell for a fraction of that, often between 20 cents and $1, depending on the severity of damage and how much of the date and mint mark remain visible. To sum up, the 1944D large date Lincoln wheat penny in damaged condition has modest value today, typically between 20 cents and $1. It's a fascinating piece of history and a reminder of the coin's long journey through time. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin insights. Got questions about your pennies? Leave a comment below and I'll help you out.